Welcome to Slaying with Santos. If you're new here, hola, I'm your host, Melissa Santos. Join me as we dive into the dark and twisted minds of criminals, revealing the stories that lurk just beyond the flicker of candlelight. So picture your phone lighting up in the dead of night. A text from someone you met, someone you trusted, then another and another, each one sharper, crueler, until they're threatening your kids, your family, your life. In 2012, a single mom in Omaha, Nebraska vanished after a fleeting romance, leaving behind a trail of digital terror. This is the story of Carrie Farver. Quick note, guys, this episode covers stalking, psychological manipulation, and threats against children. So we're going to keep it respectful. Of course, we're going to focus on the investigation, though. So listener discretion is advised. Let's get started. Carrie Farver is 37 years old. She's a single mom with a smile that can melt ice. Everyone loved her. She's a computer programmer, driving an hour each way to her telecom job in Macedonia, Iowa, while raising her teenage son, Max. Carrie's a force, y'all. She's smart. She's ambitious. She's rebuilding her life after having Max young. She's managing bipolar disorder, also with grit. She's focused. And her focus is on Max and her dreams of just building this incredible tech career. So online dating is her escape. It's a chance for her to find a spark without strings attached. She's focused, okay? She just wants to have a little fun. She goes on Plenty of Fish. She creates a profile. And listen, Plenty of Fish, for those of you who don't know, was like dating apps before dating apps were dating apps. This is like before Tinder. It used to be like Match.com. And like, I never went on that. Also, I'm a married woman. Just so you guys know, okay? I'm a married woman, but, you know, I know there are friends that are still on these profiles even to this day, and, you know, but again, this was before, like, you had to get on the computer and, like, do a whole profile, and it wasn't, like, an app on your phone. And on here, she had a photo of her laughing in a sunlit park, like just a normal, pretty profile, super sweet, like many women out there. She was just really looking for a little love and a little fun and a little laughter. And like I said, I am married. So my single friends do talk to me about these now dating apps. And the group chats are lit because, just so you guys know, men at home, these group chats sometimes have, your profiles happen to end up in these group chats because we talk about you guys. So let me tell you, these dating apps are absolutely wild. Like, who told this man this photo was the one? Like, sir, why are you holding a fish? Why are you shirtless? And some of y'all are writing novels, like looking for my favorite person, must love dogs, kayaking, EDM festivals, and then be also emotionally available, but also like down for casual, you know what, okay? So listen, Brad, pick a lane. Pick a lane. All right, enter Dave Krupa, a 35-year-old mechanic with a small auto shop that smells of oil and rubber. Very sexy. Dave's fresh off a 12-year relationship with his ex. He was married to Amy Flora, and that is the mother of his two children, a son and a daughter around the age of 8 and 10. He moved to Omaha to stay near them, but after years of just commitment to that, he was craving freedom. He was ready to party. He is like ready to be single fully and just try out what's going on out in the world. So Dave goes on Plenty of Fish. He, goes on there and is like, not here for anything serious. Let's have fun. He's got a rugged charm, guys. Tattoos, a quick grin, a knack for fixing cars that keeps, the shop buzzing. Dave's first match is 34-year-old single mom Shanna Golyar, and she runs a house cleaning business. She's a whirlwind. She's bubbly. She's flirty. She has a sweet laugh. She really fills up the room with just happiness, okay? So her dark hair and intense eyes draw in Dave. Like, he's like, who is she? So they go to the bar, like a local dive bar, and they hang out, and things heat up. They're spending now nights together in his little apartment, and, they're watching old movies. Dave likes her energy, but lays it out straight. I'm not looking to settle down. And she's like, okay. Her smile is like, okay, cool, we're good. It's fine. I just got out of a messy marriage, she says. And it's all good. But she's kind of clingy. Her texts, like, are nonstop, and like her calls linger. She even starts leaving like stuff around his house, a bottle of perfume in his bathroom, little signs that she's like making herself at home. But he is still into it, so he's all good with it. It's been a while since he's been in a relationship or even like vibing with anyone, so he's living his best life. 6 months later, Carrie walks into Dave's shop to fix her ride. This is the new girl, guys. The air is thick with grease, but they make eye contact, and Dave was like, you know what? I feel like the room got brighter. He tells ABC News later. They are cracking jokes about her car that has endless problems, and that's it, though. Nothing happened beyond that. They didn't connect right away. She left, and he was left thinking of her, though. But they later connected up plenty of fish because she was on there, and he was like, I know you. They went on a first date. They had pizza in a hole-in-the-wall joint, beers, and a night at Dave's place, laughing until 2 a.m. He says Carrie's different. Independent, sharp, with a warmth that puts Dave at ease. She's not pushing for anything, right? She doesn't want a ring. She's just enjoying the moment. And he loves this because, remember, he's dating casually. He's here for a short time, ladies, not a long time. But here's where it gets messy. Dave's dating both women and doesn't hide it. He's upfront. I do respect that. I don't know if I would be in a relationship like that, but I respect that because he's being honest. And Liz plays it cool, too. At first, like, kind of teasing him, like, how's the bachelor life? How was your other date? You know, she's, like, trying to be a friend, you know, too. She's playful, but you know she's bothered. That fun, free spirit that she was when he first met her was slowly drifting away. She started showing up unannounced at his house, like one time bringing homemade cookies. Here's some cookies. I don't know why that's funny. Who makes homemade cookies? Here's some cookies. I don't know. Another time forgetting her jacket. Dave notices her lingering glances as he mentions Carrie. He's like, look, I'm dating this other girl too. He shrugs it off. She's a little intense. He's like, it's fine. It's fine. She'll be fine. And Carrie's the opposite. She's breezy. She's unfazed. She's spending more nights at his house too, cooking spaghetti in the kitchen, teasing him about his cluttered toolbox. They swap stories about kids, like Max's love for video games, Dave's daughter's soccer games. Carrie's got her own life. She works long hours. Max's school events take up a lot of her time, and she's dreaming of a tech startup. So, like, she's kind of in the same space as Dave, and it's all good. And Dave thinks, man, I hit the jackpot. 2 great women, no commitments, just vibes. Just vibes. But the air is getting heavy. Liz's texts grow more frequent. Her questions about Carrie now becoming sharper. Was she over last night, he asks. Her voice sounding like rough over the phone, he says later in interviews. Dave is brushing all this off, and the vibe is shifting, he notices. Then one crisp November night, Carrie's leaving Dave's apartment after, you know, who knows what people do in apartments late at night. You guys know. Her breath is visible in the cold, right? Like they're like she's walking outside, and then Liz appears at the stairwell to grab her stuff. Awkward. And their eyes meet. Like, they lock for about 3 seconds is what Dave says. And then there's, like, tension. And Carrie flashes a smile, says to Dave, call me later, and then heads out. Liz watches her go, her face really unreadable, which is kind of scary. Dave realizes this is the moment he messed up. Just kidding, JK. But he knows the vibe is off. I mean, is it? Just kidding. We'll find out soon. It's November 13, 2012, and Carrie stays over at Dave's apartment. The routine by now. They're sprawled out on the couch, watching movies, planning like a low-key dinner date and normal stuff. Carrie leaves for work at dawn. Hours later, Dave's phone buzzes with a text from Carrie's number. I want to move in together. Dave is like, what? It's only been 2 weeks. They agree to keep it casual. He texts back, let's keep things chill, like we talked about. And the reply that she replies with hits him like a slap in the face. I hate you. You ruined my life. We're done. Well, that escalated quite crazy, right? That's like an escalation he wasn't expecting. And now the texts don't stop. They're flooding in, dozens a day, each one with more anger. You'll regret this. I'm going to destroy you. Dave is baffled. Did he misread Carrie? Was she hiding this side? The messages now turn vicious, targeting Liz too. That whore's gonna pay. Like, what? So she shows Dave similar texts. So no one's okay. Carrie has lost her entire mind. It gets worse, too. The texts start naming Dave's ex-wife, Amy Flora, and their 2 kids. I know where your son and daughter go to school, West Side Elementary, one reads. Amy's not safe. I'm watching her. Another chilling message, your kids won't see tomorrow. Dave is now on high alert. His kids are his world. Guys, you don't miss with people's kids. And these threats are specific, naming their soccer practice, their bus stop. Amy gets texts too. I saw you at the grocery store pushing a cart. Like, what? Dave can't sleep. He's checking his locks. He's peering out the window into the Nebraska night like he's now completely paranoid. And the terror escalates. Liz reports her car tires slashed, her garage spray painted to cause damage. Okay, so Carrie's clearly lost her entire mind, guys. In August 2013, Liz's house in Big Lake, Iowa, goes up in flames. It is deemed arson by the fire marshal, killing her 2 dogs, a cat, and a snake. A text from Carrie's phone gloats. I burned that whore's house down. Hope her kids were inside. What? Okay. So he pictures Carrie out there unhinged, a shadow in the night, right? Dave's not okay. Liz is tearful. She's saying she's scared for her life, clinging to Dave for support, and she actually moves away. Meanwhile, Carrie's family is unraveling because her mom, Nancy, is getting texts from Carrie's phone. They haven't seen her in a very long time either. She said, I'm starting over and moving to Kansas. Another post on her Facebook in 2013 claims Carrie asked Max to run away with her, but he refused. Max is her son. So what? I don't know. And that part was really confusing to me because, like, couldn't they just ask Max if this was true? I don't know. And on Mother's Day, 2014, a message keeps Nancy hoping, though, right? Like any mother. Miss you, Mom, but Nancy's gut screams something's wrong. Carrie would never abandon Max. Like, that's her anchor. That's her everything. She reports Carrie missing, but the police really are just hitting wall after wall because there's no body, no crime scene, and there are just texts coming from her like incessantly. Carrie's car sits abandoned in a Omaha lot. Her apartment is frozen in time. Coffee mug on the counter. Max's drawings on the fridge. The messages, over 12,000 messages, paint Carrie as a jealous stalker. But Nancy insists this can't be my daughter. She never threatened kids. 2 years, guys. This drags on for 2 years, and the texts keep coming relentlessly. Liz claims Carrie broke into her home and slashed her clothes. There's like proof, like all this like clothing slashed and like blood all over it. And now, supposedly, she's stalking Amy and the kids. Nancy begs the police to dig deeper, though, because it's not like her daughter. She states she knows something bad has happened to her. But what about the text from Carrie's phone, guys? How do you even argue that? So the police, again, keeps hitting walls. They don't know what to do. And by 2015, the case is ice cold. But Detective Ryan Avis and Jim Doughty in Potawatomi, I cannot say that word, y'all. We're just going to keep it like that. It's authentic. Potawatomi County, they're kind of skeptical because they start pulling phone records and chasing leads, and they start realizing that something does feel off. Even though they hit every dead end originally, they were like, nah, we got to keep digging. We're going to keep combing through all these texts and emails. Then they interview Dave, who is completely frayed and haunted by the threats, and they talk to Amy, who moved houses also to hopefully escape the messages. They sit with Nancy, who is now so sad. Like, there's a video of her clutching a photo of Carrie and also Max, like pleading for answers. Then a breakthrough. Thank God for these detectives, right? Because a lot of times when cold cases go cold, that's it. There's so many cold cases. But they kept going. They're like, no, we have to check. So now what they decided to do is ping Carrie's phone. And it leads to none other than Liz, guys. Liz, guys. It was Liz. It was at her house, at her work, her car, everything. It's pinging to only Liz. So what is she hiding? Oh, well, I think I know what she's hiding. Something huge. They get warrants for her devices and Dave's belongings, including a dusty tablet he had stored in a storage unit. And in February 2017, a forensic tech cracks open a micro SD card from the tablet and finds a gold mine, over 13,000 deleted photos. And one stops them cold. One photo. A foot. Bound with zip ties, looking lifeless. It looked unnatural. And originally, the investigator didn't know what he was looking at. It was kind of blurry. But the foot had a tattoo, a Chinese symbol for mother. Carrie's mom, Nancy, and son, Max, see it and they're beside themselves. They gasp. It's identical to the tattoo on Carrie's left foot, which was a tribute to Max. But it's not just a tattoo that screams, "This is Carrie." A forensic pathologist examines the image and delivers a gut punch. The foot is decomposing. Here's the science for you guys. When someone dies, their body stops pumping oxygen. So within hours, the skin turns pale, then greenish or gray as blood breaks down into gases. Bacteria in the blood vessels create a web-like pattern called marbling, and this is what the photo had. It had these dark mottled lines on her foot. This is a dead person's foot. They had no doubt. And the metadata's even worse. It was taken weeks after Carrie vanished on November 13th of 2012. Carrie couldn't have taken this photo herself. So now the detectives continue to dig deeper. The SD card holds photos also found on Liz's phone, tying her to the tablet she used while dating Dave. She had access to Carrie's bank card. She had access to it for a long time, swiping it months after Carrie disappeared. Those 12,000 texts, all orchestrated. She used burner phones and apps like Text Free to schedule all these insane messages. She crafted this insane narrative of Carrie. Carrie was the vengeful stalker. That's at least what everyone else thought. The threats to Dave's kids and Amy, naming their school, their routines, they were all designed to keep Dave completely terrified. I didn't even mention this before, but Liz even shot herself in the leg. She shot herself purposely in the leg in 2015, and she blamed Amy Flora, Dave's ex-wife, to throw the police off her trail. Can you imagine how insane you have to be to shoot yourself? It's a web of lies so intricate. It's almost like a movie. Someone needs to make this into a movie or a limited series on Netflix. Go do that, Netflix, please. Thank you. In 2016, Liz Golyar is arrested. The detectives confront her, but she continued to spin stories, playing the victim, and they already know everything. It's girl, just stop. But in 2017, the evidence buries her. The foot photo, the phone records, the bank card. She's convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. She was also convicted of second-degree arson and received an additional 18 to 20 years for setting her own house on fire to cover her tracks. Despite all the evidence, the texts, the emails, though, the photos, the lies, one heartbreaking truth remains. Carrie Farver's body was never found. It was never found in the woods. It wasn't buried behind a house, not dumped in some old remote field, nothing. It's as if she vanished into thin air. But we know she didn't. We know she was murdered. We know Liz did it brutally. The woman who tried to erase her, not just from the world, but from everyone's memory, didn't manage to do that. Because Carrie will not be forgotten. This case isn't just about a love triangle gone wrong. It's about obsession so deep, it rewrote reality. This person behind those threats didn't just want control. They wanted to own Dave's world. They were calculated. They kept it so calculated to keep Dave and Amy in a constant state of fear, to paint Carrie as this villain. It's manipulation on a level that's really hard to fathom. Psychologically, this points to something so intense, maybe narcissistic traits. I don't know. Maybe she had borderline personality disorder. I couldn't really find anything that stated that she was actually diagnosed with this, but clearly, she's not okay. She had this need to dominate and to never lose, burning a house, faking injuries. I mean, that's so crazy to me. It's not just jealousy. It's a compulsion to control the narrative. She always had to have control. I'm curious to know like what her upbringing was because I couldn't find anything online. And the foot photo, it almost seemed like she needed to have this trophy. It was something like a memento, a sick memento hidden on a tablet that Dave didn't even use anymore. In 2025, this case hits different because of tech, burner phones, spoofing apps, scheduled text. It's so easy to hide behind a screen. So picture this. You're getting text from a friend, but it's someone else entirely, and they're sitting right next to you smiling. Like you wouldn't even know. It could be the person behind the screen helping me with this podcast right now, right? You just never know. You never know. And those threats to Dave's kids really got me as a parent myself because imagine opening your phone to a message naming your kid's school, their soccer team. Like, what do you even do? Check your privacy settings? You change your number? You can't. It's really a wake-up call for all of us in this digital age. How do you even protect yourself from these threats that are really invisible? But let's center Carrie Farver. She was a mom who sang lullabies to Max, a daughter who called Nancy, her mom, to chat about her day, a woman who had dreams of building something big. Her son lost his mother. Nancy lost her daughter. Their fight for justice against a tidal wave of lies, though, is what broke this case wide open because Nancy never gave up. Let's honor Carrie's light, not just the darkness that tried to erase her. Thanks for joining us on Slaying with Santos. New episodes drop every week. And until next time, stay alert, stay informed, and stay safe.